Hi, my name is Megan Hickey, and this is my third book critique. For my first featured book, I decided to choose Bark George, and I chose this because I thought it was a super cute book that I really enjoyed, and I thought that it was something that would definitely capture a young person's attention. And this was by Jules Pfeiffer. The genre is modern fantasy and picture book. The reading level is second grade and up. And this is about George, who, as a puppy, he was, learning how to speak, but he was not able to bark for some reason. He made all of the noises except for a bark noise. So his mother was very confused and brought him to the vet. And we found out that George was making all the noises like a duck, a pig, and a cow because he had a duck, a pig, and a cow inside of him. And finally, George was able to bark correctly once all of those animals were out of him. And the award that this has is the Notable Children's Books of 2009. Here are the content areas. I have vocab for the second grade. And since this book is for, the younger grades, it would be good if they started to learn how to match and, the noise of the animals that they make. And this will also get them to learn how to use numbers, as you can see in this chart that I found that was super awesome by kidspages.com. And this applies to the ILA because it teaches the students to count and match. And then I have the reading for third grade lesson plan, and I will have the students make a Kahoot, and they will take the Kahoot as we are reading the book so that I know that they are paying attention while we were reading the book. And this applies to the multimedia standard of CTML. And as you can see below, I have created a Kahoot for the children. For an example, I put what noise did George make first, and I have meow, bark, moo, and quack, quack. And then for the second book, I have A Greek Potter. This was by Giovanni Caselli. The genre is multicultural, realistic fiction, informational, and picture. The reading level is fourth grade and up. And the summary is that this is about the life of a Greek potter, and it is very fascinating because it really goes through the day-to-day life of what it was like to be a potter in the 5th century BC. And for my third book, I have A Medieval Feast, and this was by Alakai. The genre is realistic fiction, informational, picture, and multicultural. The reading level is third grade and up. And this was a very funny story about how the king announced last minute that he was going to come, and the Lord was scrambling to get food for a feast. And all throughout the book, you learn what kind of food that they would eat at feasts, and it was very informational to learn. And the award that this has is that it is number 24 in Children's Medieval Books, which is very impressive. For my fourth book, I have Children Make Terrible Pets, and I loved this book. I thought it was so funny because I've never really thought about the other way of children making terrible pets. So the author was Peter Brown. The genre was picture, modern, fantasy, and traditional literature. The reading level is third grade and up. And this was a super cute story about a bear named Lucy. And one day she decided that she was going to go out and play, but she found a child, and she wanted to keep the child as a pet. But soon the child begins to wreck the house and knock everything over, and she realizes that children make terrible pets, so she returned the child back to the house. And this has the award of the Andrew Carnegie Medal for Excellence in Children's Videos of 2012. For my fifth book, I have Who Was Harry Houdini? And this was written by Tui T. Sutherland. The illustrator is John O'Brien. The genre is biography, picture, and informational. The reading level is fourth grade and up. And this was a book all about the life of Harry Houdini and all that he did. And it was really fascinating to learn how he was an escape artist, a magician, a pilot, movie star, and so much more. And the award is that this is number 10 in children's magic books, which was very impressive because number 10 out of millions of books is very, very high on the charts. And then for my sixth book, I have The Miracles of Jesus, and this was written and illustrated by Tomi DePaulo. The genre is picture, informational, and traditional literature. The reading level is third grade and up, and the summary is that this was a book all about the miracles of Jesus, and it was super fascinating to really look at it from a children's perspective because this is written for children to learn all about the miracles of Jesus, and it has cute little stories and pictures in it. And then for my seventh book, I have The Giver, and this book is very complex, and I really enjoy this book, and it has a great movie that goes with it. And the author is Lewis Lowry. The genre is science fiction and modern fantasy. The reading level is sixth grade and up, and it has the Newbery Medal Award. And this was about Jonas, who lived in a place of peace and no crime. And at age 12, all of the children are given their job that they will have for the rest of their lives. And Jonas is given an unusual job that not any of the other kids were given. He was given the job of receiving memories, and as he is in training with the giver, he discovers a truth like no other. And I suggest reading the book if you would like to find out more. And then for my eighth book, I have Maniac Magee, and this was by Jerry Spinelli. The genre is realistic fiction, and it has a lot of awards. It has the Newbery Medal, the Boston Globe Horn Book Award, the Parents' Choice Award, the NYSRA Charlotte Award, Dorothy Canfield Fisher Children's Book Award. The reading level is sixth grade and up, and this was a really interesting book about Jeffrey Lionel Magee, and sadly his parents pass away, and he decides to travel by himself to get away, and he comes across this segregated town called Two Mills. And he amazes the town when he shows his skills, and he becomes a legend to everyone and puts the segregation aside. I really enjoyed these books for this book critique. Thank you.